People come onto my courses for a lot of different reasons. People have heard of me, they've heard of my reputation, they want to learn NLP. It's very rare that people come onto the courses without having had some experience of NLP before. But it does surprise me when I ask, what is it that you want to learn NLP for? What is it you think NLP is going to do for you? I've noticed that people who have a clear idea of what it is they're hoping to achieve, what they hope NLP will do for them, tend to get it. And they tend to get NLP a lot better than those who are just, coming for a giggle. Or worse, those who think it's going to give them some kind of power. Power to, power over, power from. What is it that you're hoping to get from NLP? What is it that you think it's going to give you that you don't have now? Figure out a project. Figure out something worthwhile, something that will make it worthwhile. You're applying your skills. One of the basic approaches to learning, and it's one of the patterns that I would recommend that anybody who has learned NLP or is thinking about learning NLP take on for yourself. Number one, stop looking at what other people are doing. Stop looking at somebody else's skills and then saying, boy, I wish I could be as good as. You won't. You'll never be as good as that person. There's an Olympic runner, John Regis is the guy's name. And I had a chat with him once. Yeah, he was talking about both relay racing and then also the middle distance. And I was talking with a number of athletes about their routines and how they get ready and how they psych themselves up. And with John, the psyching up would begin quite a number of hours before the event. It's not like jumping up and down and getting adrenaline pumping. It was a systematic focusing in and removing any obstacle to a clear consideration of what his best race would be. So that was interesting in the first place. But here's what he said. He was talking about some North American runner who, was just top of the tops at the time. And he said, when I get onto the track and I put my feet into the blocks, if I'm thinking about anybody else who is on that track with me, I invariably end up behind them. Doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what's going on. If I'm thinking about anybody else who's on that track, I end up behind them. So I said, so what are you thinking about? And he said, there's only one thing that you can ever do and win. And that is every single day you run your best race. And that doesn't mean thinking back over your day and relabeling it your best race. He means at the beginning of the day deciding today is going to be your best race. Bringing it all, putting it on the table. Yeah? But you got to think it through. If you want to get better and get better fast, the way to do it, start thinking about where you are and where you'd like to be on some particular axis of skill. Let's pick an arbitrary date. We'll say next year. Start thinking about being twice as good at that skill next year as you are right now. What would being twice as good be like? Target, twice as good. Doesn't matter what the skill area is. Your brain, your unconscious understands that. And adopt some form of review, some form of checking. I audio tape or videotape all my talks and I review them every once in a while. I know comedians like Eddie Izzard. He gets an MP3 recording of every single show that he does, listens to them all the way back to his hotel. And what he's listening for is what worked, what didn't work and needs editing, and what has to come out as a matter of priority. some form of review, either a notebook, recordings, journal, don't know. But you keep that notebook or journal or recordings so that you have something to review too. And then go ahead, go about your business. Target your behavior towards that thing you want. You know what's going to happen? Well, hopefully you will reach your goal and be twice as good. But even if you don't reach your whole goal of being twice as good, you are going to be a hell of a lot better at that thing than you were last year. This is one of those patterns for people who really, really want to go fast. Focus on one thing and make it twice as good.